Hold up.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, and I am going to be doing a little bit of cooking today. I've had so many of you ask for cooking videos, so this is going to be a little bit different in a sense that I want to get this video out right away, so I'm not going to be going through each and every single step. This is basically just me creating some of my things and showing you what I'm having for Thanksgiving, which I have dubbed Subsgiving for my subscribers. Okay, so if you start hearing people say Happy Subsgiving or anything like that, I started it. Okay, all right, so if somebody else says it, make sure you tell them I want my writer's credit. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and bring you guys into my kitchen real quick. I may show you some of the shopping experience where I went to pick out my groceries, and believe it or not, some of my groceries actually came from America. So I had my stuffing, which I had gotten from Sprouts. They don't have mirepoix here in Merida, at least I haven't seen any, so I have to make my own from scratch, and that is the stuff in the container or the bags you usually see with the carrots, the onions, and celery. So I'm going to be creating my own mirepoix. I'm also going to be making my own gravy with a roux, some flour, and a couple different ingredients that my niece and I picked out at Chedraui, and hopefully it turns out to be a nice brown gravy. There are no birds, there are no turkeys or chickens or hams that are going to be in my dinner. Read the shirt, okay? And if anybody is interested, this is part of my merch. This is my old raggedy version, but there are some of these t-shirts and hoodies on my website. I know a couple people picked some of them up, so thank you so much. Make sure you remember to send me the pictures and your testimonial so I can use that as well. Also, you're gonna see this little earbud in and out of my ear because my grandson, who is actually off from school, but my daughter, who is not off from work, needed me to do some virtual babysitting. So him and I have been hanging out, and we'll be doing some of this cooking together via my AirPod and my other cell phone. So if you hear me talking to someone, it's my grandson, Sabali, okay? Thanks, Sabali, for helping Danny cook. Again, there's not gonna be a whole complete breakdown of every single dish, just some little bits and pieces so that I can do a quick video and get something out for you guys right away rather than doing my normal type A stuff, because anyway, that's another story. So join me in my kitchen today. Again, happy Subsgiving. My grandson is beeping over in this ear, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started and then get him on the phone, and maybe I'll pop some of that footage in too if I can get it to cooperate. All right guys, let's go. So let's get started on the potato salad. So I'm showing you guys some of my ingredients first, just to start out with. I'll be doing some potato salad, and I'm going to go ahead and just peel some of this off, not all of it. I find that the skins are a little bit different here and harder for me to digest, so I'm just gonna take some of it off, not all of it, just some. All right, so now that I got my potatoes all sort of peeled, I don't normally peel them off, but for potato salad, it's better that they look a little bit more naked. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, cut them up, get them cleaned up a little bit, and then set them out for boil. I noticed that my knives have been a little bit dull. I haven't sharpened them in a while, so I do have this knife sharpener, and you just run it through here a couple times. It's actually numbered 1, 2, and 3. So I just run it through here, number 1, which is really kind of coarse. And I do that a few times. And then I'm gonna run it through 2, which is a little finer. And then 3 is going to clean it all up, get that little polish going. I would normally have it sitting down on the counter, but I want to be able to show you guys. So, feels okay. I'll know when I start cutting if I need to sharpen it a little bit more. Since I'm just cooking for myself most of the time, I don't have a whole lot of big pots. I just have my one big pot, which is cooking my potatoes for my potato salad. So I will have to wait and then do my sweet potatoes after these get done. But I'm gonna go ahead and start boiling my water for my pasta. I do not cook with the water from the sink. I know maybe some people do, but I don't. I have a Berkey and I use my Berkey for my drinking water. Sometimes I just use the pure bottled water to cook with, and that's fine because I know it's gonna be coming to a boil anyway. But for the most part, everything is filtered. Guys, I just wanted to point out, like, I pulled my hair back. I didn't see a point in put on a hairnet. Again, just cooking for me. If I was cooking for other people, I probably would have put my bonnet on to make sure there was no hair flying, because I know sometimes I have some of those wild hairs flying. But I figured I'd just pin it back and then I should be okay. All right, so for those of you who are like, oh, she don't have a hairnet, whatever, kick rock. I'm going to be using a whole wheat pasta. And the reason why I'm doing that is because if you don't know much about pasta and things like that, if something says it's enriched, that means that they have already taken out all of the good stuff and then try to put some of it back in. If I'm going to eat pasta, I like to make it whole wheat. I want the whole grain. So my mac and cheese, whole wheat pasta. I got water boiling on my potatoes. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a little bit of avocado oil inside the water for my pasta, for my mac and cheese, so nothing sticks. And once that gets boiled, then I'll throw the pasta in there, let that get boiled up. In the meantime, I do need to make some jasmine rice. Again, I don't have a lot of pots, so I have to break this all up. I have my cabbage already. My cabbage is already cut up and frozen from the last time I made cabbage. I could not find anything like a collard green or a mustard green or a turnip green. So I'm going to be doing cabbage, and I'm gonna be doing my cabbage. You guys know this is vegan, I don't eat meat. So what I do for my flavoring with the meat is I use the Beyond breakfast sausage. This stuff, it's good. I know it's processed food, but you know what? We're like not going into all of that right now. For Thanksgiving, people eat all kinds of things, so don't come for me on my Beyond Meat, processed meat. I enjoy it. I could be doing worse things. So if I was doing greens, it'd be the same exact thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and cook this up. I'm going to let this go ahead and simmer with my cabbage, and it'll give it a nice little flavor. Obviously, I'm gonna season it. I got hot sauce in my bag, swag. All right, I took the potatoes off. I didn't want them to get too soft. Remember, it's potato salad, not mashed potatoes. And the water is boiling for the pasta, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that pasta in there. This is a small bag, so I don't think I need the whole entire bag, but I'll go ahead and cook the whole bag. Normally, I would make, check out my cabbage. Cabbage makes its own water, and that's why I didn't want to put too much water in it to begin with, but let me just go ahead and give that a quick taste. Needs a little bit more salt. I don't have pressure. I don't know, those of you who are out there who can't have salt in your food, but I like to season my food. So I'm gonna put a little garlic powder in here. Salt. I use iodized salt. For those of you who are like, oh, you know, pink Himalayan, da 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 da. I got news for y'all. There's a place here in Mexico. I went to visit in, I want to say January, where they're making the pink salt. It's where the flamingos and everything were. I forgot the name of the town. Colorados? Yeah, Colorados. And they show you how they do the pink salt, all of that stuff. So all of y'all stuck on this, oh, Himalayan, da da da. Stop. But I have seen where they make the pink salt, and he even told me, yeah, a lot of people think their salt's coming from the Himalayas, but it's actually coming from here in Mexico. I'm just saying. So I put a little of the roasted garlic. I cook with iodized salt because I'm vegan. So if you are vegan, you want to make sure that you're getting some iodine back into your diet, and the way that I do it is by using iodized salt. So the cabbage is getting nice and good. I'm gonna give it another taste in a second, but I talked about this cheese during my live, and I found it at Chedraui. This is the cheddar version. Depending on which Chedraui you go to, you may see the cheddar or you may see the mozzarella. Both are really good. I made some bomb ass pizza with the mozzarella, and it melted so nicely. Like this cheese right here, I don't know, like I've been using other cheeses in America that I thought were good. These are actually really good, and they melt like a normal, you know, dairy cheese. And I also decided that I would give this one a try in my mac and cheese as opposed to my normal cashew cheese. I did start soaking my cashews, as you can see, and normally I make my own cheese, but since I got these, I figured, you know, work smarter, not harder. But for today, we're gonna be using these plant-based options that I got from Chedraui. I'm pretty sure I'll probably throw some of my other cheeses in there. I have like a vegan Monster cheese, and I have the mozzarella, which I think I'm gonna throw in as well. Make it cheesy, why not? So yeah, cabbage is going. Gonna get started on the potato salad and put it in the refrigerator. I'm gonna go ahead and give that another quick taste. Blew it on my hand. Perfect. All right, she's done. And that Beyond sausage is great because it gives it a nice flavor. You can taste like the fennel in it, and it just gives it a nice meaty flavor without having to have any animals. Whew. It's hot in here, y'all. So she's done. I can put her aside because I might need to use this pot again. So since my cabbage is done, I'm going to go ahead and transfer it into this casserole dish. And then that way I don't have to worry about it anymore. And I can reuse. I have different pans, but I just don't have big pots. So there we go. So good. All right, so that's in that pot. All right, I'm gonna be using some vegan mayonnaise, sweet pickle relish, organic celery, and I may or may not put some carrots in there. I don't know yet. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and add in my relish, a lot of it. I'd be lying if I told y'all that these onions wasn't trying to get to me. I only put a little bit in my potato salad. I cut a lot of them up though because I need it for my mirepoix. I'm gonna add a little bit of mustard in here. And then give it a taste. I got some red peppers. So I'm gonna cut up a couple of peppers and put that in here as well. So I cut up a little bit more celery because I wanted a little bit more celery taste. And I'm adding a little bit more pickle relish, but it's almost there. Judy would be proud. Let's give it a taste. Yeah. See, some people would put egg. The way I grew up, my mom would put eggs in hers, but I don't eat eggs, so it's perfect. Yep, that done dead right. That done dead right. All right, now that I got my mirepoix mixture all cut up, I am going to add a little bit of water to this so I can melt down my bouillons. If you haven't tried these before, they're not chicken bouillons, and I've been using these for a while. There's also a vegetable one and a not beef one. I'm gonna go and let that break down a little bit, and then I'll make my stuffing. So I might do one vegetable one in here. Stuffing is done. I put a little bit of my little sunshine on there. If y'all don't know about Tabitha Brown seasonings, a little bit of sunshine, good. It's a nice mixture with my bouillons, and I did end up adding one of the vegetable bouillons in there. So I did 3 bouillons, 2 not chicken and 1 garden vegetable and some Tabitha Brown sunshine by McCormick. I say stuffing, but I'm not stuffing it into anything. So it's like, why are you making stuffing? You're not putting it in a bird. I still like the way that it tastes. That don't dead right. That don't dead. That don't dead right. Oh, I'm going to start on my peas and rice because that's gonna take a little time. Jasmine rice takes a little bit longer to boil. Woo, that don't dead right. Oh. And so let's get started on the rice. So most things I do not measure. When it comes to my rice, I do measure because rice is so finicky, and I don't use a rice cooker. I cook rice the old-fashioned way, the way that my mom taught me. So 2 cups of water per 1 cup of rice. I find that with jasmine rice, sometimes it might need a little bit more water or stock, and I'll just go accordingly. But since I'm gonna be putting some beans in here, I probably won't need any additional water because I'm not doing like a soaked bean. I'm just doing like a pre-made bean. I'm just doing like these pre-made pintos in the bag, and they have some liquid in it already. So I think this will be okay. I'm gonna rinse off my rice, and then I'll add my cooking water to it and start cooking. While the rice is cooking, I'm going to cut up my sweet potatoes and get those ready as well. I don't know that I need to record all of that because everybody knows what a sweet potato is, but yeah, I'll just go ahead and get them cut up, and then when I start prepping them, then I'll show you. Gotta let my ancestors guide me. And so I need a little bit of Larry's. I do not like to touch my rice once it's all said and done because then it gets sticky. I'm gonna add a little bit of sunshine in there as well. And I'm going to scoop out some of these beans, add them in. I'm not gonna use the whole entire thing, but I am going to get some of these pintos in here and get that flavor going. I do not mess with my rice once it's boiling. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you're not supposed to be stirring your rice once it's cooking. And start on the sweet potatoes. And actually guys, the gardener is on his way, so if for some reason by the time I come back to this video you see that it's dark outside because it's getting darker earlier, I've been cooking all day, just so you know. It's been cooking, production, cooking, cleaning, production, so it's been an all-day affair for me. But yeah, if you notice like in the next clip that it's dark, it's because I'm gonna have to stop what I'm doing to go tend to the gardener so he knows what to do with everything, all of the new plants and everything that I just bought. So yeah, all right, so rice is going, starting on the sweet potatoes, and that's it. I don't know that I'm gonna do any meat. If I do any meat substitute, it'll be my Beyond chicken strips, and then I'll just cover those in the gravy that I'm going to make. I'm gonna make some sort of like a roux, and my niece and I, we ended up buying a couple of different things. So my niece and I, we ended up buying a couple different things to try, and she checked to make sure there was no meat in them. So I'm gonna try this one. I haven't even opened them, so I have to try them first and do the finger test, and then I'll make like a roux and see which flavor I like better. That might actually make a nice brown gravy. Yeah, so if I do any type of meat, which I normally don't miss it in my meals, but if for some reason I do decide to do something, it'll be my Beyond chicken strips, and then I'll cover them in my brown gravy. So we'll see. Anyway, rice is going, sweet potatoes. Okay, so I was about to start on my gravy and the gardener knocked on the window. So I'm letting my sweet potatoes boil a little bit because, as I said, I do not have an oven, so it would take forever if I didn't boil them down a little bit. So they're not gonna get like super soft. I just wanna be able to break through a little bit. But right now I am making my gravy. I put some milk in the pan, and I'm just gonna let the ancestors guide me. Maya, I tried this. You can have it. It's you might like it. It has like a mole flavor. I don't like it. This one is not so bad, so I might add some of this in there, but I also have my own things that I plan on putting into said gravy. I'm gonna get a little bit of flour as a thickener. I usually use like a potato starch or something. I'll check and see what I have in the pantry. I normally use like a potato starch, but I don't know if I have any. So like I said, it's gonna be getting dark. I've been cooking all day, yeah. So I hope you guys appreciate this. Show me. Go to my website, order a shirt, order something. Gravy is one of those things to me that you have to just keep on messing around with it for me to get the right consistency and flavor, especially since I'm working with new-ish ingredients here. So yeah, let me give it a try. Good, it's good. I had to keep on adding in. I didn't have potato starch, but I had potato flakes. So I used that as a thickener. You can use that as a thickener. I didn't want to just go in with flour because the only flour I had was like an organic oat flour. But I didn't want to use that because I've never used that in a gravy before. So I decided that I would go ahead and just use the potato flakes since I normally use potato starch. So it's nice and thick. I only used my oat milk. I didn't use any water or anything like that. And I used my my bouillons. So I used this one, the not chicken. And I used a little bit of this stuff here, but I kind of wish that I hadn't. I don't know, it just didn't do it for me. Like maybe for something else, but for this, it just didn't do it. So I had to keep on blending it. Anyway, the potatoes are in the sink, cooling down, and now I can dress them. Y'all, I am tired. Feet hurt, back hurt. I don't think I'm gonna be doing this, not like this, on this scale for you guys. Maybe next year, but yeah, a lot of work. I put my candy yams, sweet potatoes in the air fryer on the oven setting. They're going to go ahead and do their thing. And I don't have any marshmallows because some vegan products are hard to find. In America, I can find vegan marshmallows at Sprouts. I miss Sprouts. Even Whole Foods has some, but I could not find any vegan marshmallows here. So that's something else I have to put on my checklist for when I go back to the States. To dig in, and I'm going to enjoy this for me, and I'm going to enjoy it for you, all of my subs. Happy subs giving. Yay! I love you guys. Thank you so much to everyone who's been here from the beginning, and thank you so much to all of my new subs. I am so grateful this Thanksgiving for all of you. I hope that you are enjoying your day either by yourself or with your friends and family, and you're going to be able to enjoy this with me. So we'll see you in the next video. Of course, you know you can always binge if you miss me. Until the next one, I love you. Bye. Yum, 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 yum. That stuffing. I'm not missing out. And a lick of grass on my plate. Not a lick of grass. That potato salad is hitting. All right, y'all. Bye. Bye. About to eat. Bye.